Let's get growing. Hello, parents, guardians, and future leaders. My name is Emily and I'm the CDO of SucSeed. Here at SucSeed, we're on a mission to help the world grow and to allow you to help from the comfort of your own home. We create a variety of products that help teach sustainable development goals, healthy living, waste reduction, and sustainable agricultural practices. Today, we're going to share with you 3 of our flagship activities that help you teach your children and yourself how you can be better future leaders. We're going to begin with our microjar activity that allows you to grow microgreens in less than 10 days. Share with your larger garden that allows you to grow tomatoes, bell peppers, lettuce, herbs, all when it's winter outside and you can do it indoors within your home. And share gardening right where it means the most. And finally, we're going to share with you one of our sustainable development goal activities that helps talk about why growing local is important and why it's important to buy and support local farmers. Let's get started. Our first activity is our microgardens. Our microgardens are available online at www.sucseed.ca. They come with everything that you need to grow microgreens in the classroom or at home, as well as a workbook to help the learning continue even after the sprouts have finished growing. Today, we're going to walk you through the process of growing microgreens, the timelines, and everything that you need to know. The kits come with your net bag, your peat disc, your microgreen seeds. We have a variety of options online from sunflower seeds to radishes, beets, basil, but today we're going to use sunflowers. And then an elastic to secure your net bag around your glass. Other materials that you need will include water, and something to grow your sprouts in. We recommend mason jars, however you can use mugs, glasses, or whatever you have available to you. We begin by taking the net bag and placing it into the mason jar. You want it to sit approximately 1 inch down from the rim of the glass, and then secure it with either the lid of your mason jar, or you can use your elastic to secure it as well. At this point, we recommend removing the excess net bag around to prevent any leakages afterwards. Then, we're going to place the peat disc into the net bag and then add water. This is one of the most exciting parts for kids. You watch the peat disc expand approximately 7 times the size it is right now within 30 seconds. So when you add water, you want it to reach just the top of the bottom of the net bag. Then we're going to take our seeds and sprinkle the whole bag in. Next, we place it next to a light source. We recommend putting it on a windowsill, however you can also use artificial growing lights as well. Then, in approximately 3 days, you'll start to see the seeds sprout. And then finally, in 8 to 10 days, you get full-grown microgreens. Kids typically like microgreens more than your traditional leafy greens because of its taste. It's typically a lot more flavorful and sweet. You can even get spicy ones sometimes. They're great to use in sandwiches and salads, or to add taste to your pastas as well. We recommend afterwards, if you want to take this activity one step further, to getting kids to have a salad day or a sandwich day, or bring in recipes to share and taste the microgreens. They're quite delicious. So cheers and happy growing. Next, we're going to show you SucSeed's flagship product, our Grow Gardens, that allow you to grow fresh produce no matter where you are in Canada. Even if you don't have a backyard or you're in the middle of a snowstorm, you can have fresh, juicy produce anywhere, anytime. Our gardens allow you to grow anything from tomatoes to bell peppers to lettuce to herbs, you name it, we can grow it together. Our gardens are a 12-pot hydroponic system that use water, nutrients, and an LED light in order to make growing accessible no matter where you are. Our gardens are complete all-in-one packages that allow you to grow anything, just add water. The garden that we see here today is growing fresh, juicy, Tiny Tim tomatoes. Our tomatoes have been growing for about 2.5 months, which is typically what you need in order to get a fresh, full harvest. But the great part, after you grow your vines, they'll continue producing tomatoes for 4 to 6 months depending on your variety. So how this gardens work, we have our large reservoir which you fill with water and nutrients and also holds the entire root system. So we have some gorgeous healthy roots down here from our tomato or Tiny Tim tomatoes. And then we have 12 pots. So you can grow up to 12 different plants at the exact same time. In the bottom, there's water with an air stone. The air stone works kind of similar to what you'd see in a fish tank, so it bubbles the air. What most people don't know about plant roots is that it doesn't just need water to grow. It also needs oxygen. On the top, we have a growth medium, which is what you use to secure the plants as they grow. We have rock wool, which is just spun rock. However, there's a variety of different growth mediums that you can use. And then finally, we have our LED light. So even if there's no sunlight outside and your plant's outside, they can continue to grow inside. Our gardens are approximately 2 feet by 3 feet and empower you to grow whatever it is that you want. Whether it's juicy tomatoes or basil or lettuce, fresh produce is just around the corner for you. If you want to start growing at home, you can use the promo code SUPERPOWER20 to get 20% off your order today. And together, let's get growing. Our final activity is Buy Local, which is one of almost 100 activities that you can find under our Sustainable Superhero brand, which helps teach kids of all ages why it's important to live a sustainable lifestyle and why the Sustainable Development Goals are so important. Our activity can be found in a PDF attached that takes you and your students through some of the questions on why is it important to grow local. We recommend that you talk about this activity in 3 main areas. First, the actual CO2 offset from growing things local. Did you know that the average 3-course meal travels over 50,000 kilometers just from the ingredients that end up in it? That's larger than the distance around the entire world, just for it to get to your plate. Most of our world's rice comes from India, and a lot of our herbs get traveled so far around the world that often they're shriveled up or not even edible by the time they get here. It's really important to grow things local to decrease our environmental footprint. Instead of your ingredients needing to travel thousands and thousands of kilometers to reach your plate, they just travel from around the corner sometimes, or within your own classroom. The second recommended learning that we have around it is based upon waste reduction. Did you know that 1/3 of all of the world's food is thrown out before it even reaches your plate? When farmers have produce that isn't perfect looking or pretty, often it gets discarded, or because of expiration dates or inefficiencies within our travel system, produce gets thrown out because it's either damaged or bruised or even frostbitten throughout the transportation process. That's another reason why growing local is so important. The third reason is based around our own health. Often when produce has to travel 3 weeks to reach where it's actually going to end up and reach us as consumers, there's other byproducts, there's different chemicals that need to be placed on those types of food in order to make sure that it reaches us in time. So today, our activity begins with reflection questions. We recommend that you talk to your students about why it's important, but also highlight some of the exciting local growings that are happening in your own community. Whether it's an egg farmer, it's a lettuce farm, or maybe even a hydroponic garden that's within your community, we recommend highlighting those and sharing any videos that you can with your students. Our activity begins with some reflection questions that include things like talking about the types of food that can be grown in Canada and why we can't grow some types of food, and the importances of growing local. Then it ends with a coloring sheet to talk about which ones are actually grown in Canada and asking them to color. This is just one of the many activities that you can find online through SucSeed under our Sustainable Superheroes brand. And that's it. Thank you all to all of the parents, guardians, and future leaders that are out there watching today. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself on how you can be more of a sustainable leader. If you want to keep the learning growing, visit us at www.succeed.ca. And if you have any comments, questions, or if there's anything else that we can do to help make the learning experience better, reach out to us at info@succeed.ca. Thank you all again, and let us all help the world grow.